When I was first in 5th grade, new to middle school and all that, there was a new girl that came to town. She was abnormally skinny and super tall. Her hair was falling out, and she was socially awkward, to say the least. She was ignored or made fun of or bullied. It would have been so easy for me to walk away and not care where that took her in life or what she ended up doing. I wouldn't have to deal with her problems or her tormentors, no matter where they came from. But I chose not to walk away. I helped her, and I defended her, and I gave her a place to come when she was down or something was wrong. In return, I discovered a lot about her. She was skinny because her family had no money to buy food, and no food at home either. She was socially awkward because she had family problems and an abusive brother. I told her, "You are beautiful and strong and perfect just the way you are. You're just often misunderstood by people who know your name, but not your story. Don't let yourself be bullied into silence. Don't let yourself become a victim. Never accept anyone else's definition, but define yourself." And because of what I did, when her bullies finally turned on me, she had my back, just like I had hers. I am not a superhero, and I didn't need to be. You don't need to be Spider-Man or Wonder Woman to help someone that needs help. You just have to care about it. People ask me, why did you risk the bullying just to help, even though she was weird and you didn't even know her? That was not her fault. She didn't choose to be a victim. And if I had stood by and let that happen without helping her, then I would be just as bad. The world is a dangerous place, not because of people who do evil, but because of people who witness these evil things and do nothing to stop it. 57% of bullying stops when a peer steps in to help. I want all of you to do whatever you can to help raise that number. It's only 57 because people don't care enough to step in and help. If we all stepped in and helped, I bet we could make it to 100. No one plans to be a victim. Maybe the bullies never planned to be bullies. Maybe they didn't plan to wake up and decide to make someone else's life miserable. Maybe they're victims themselves. We don't know. The fact is, bullying isn't right. And verbal teasing is still bullying, sometimes the worst kind. People generally heal from a shove against lockers. But if you tell someone that they're worthless and they have no place on earth, it can have devastating mental effects. 4 in every 5 school shootings in the 1990s, the shooters have a history of being bullied. Bullying leads to sadness, anxiety, depression, self-harm, even suicide. 1 in every 4 students report being bullied in one school year. That's already way too much, and who knows how many are hiding in fear that didn't want to come forward and report it. The problem is that we don't care. If we don't directly see it, we don't get involved. It's too much effort. We want to stay cool, and getting in fights with bullies that are usually popular and cocky will just make us sink lower on the chain. Cyberbullying is even worse. We are so involved in our social media that we don't notice anything. Raise your hand if you think that your child, relative, or a child you know is a bully. We don't know. It could be anyone. Anyone could be a bully, even if they themselves don't know it and they just think they're giving constructive criticism. Raise your hand if that child has ever come to you and told you about being bullied. It's hard for kids. 64% of kids who are bullied never report it. It's difficult. We're scared of the bullies, and frankly, it's embarrassing. None of us want to come up and say, people are making fun of me for how I look or act. The point is, we need to face reality. Not just parents, but teachers, peers, siblings, everyone. Be gentle. A victim is like a glass vase. You can't always be there to stop it from breaking, but you can be there and pick up the pieces and glue it back together the best you can. We need to care. Putting up posters? Sure. Occasional anti-bullying presentations? Great. Hiring a security guard? Awesome. But none of that means anything until we care about what we're enforcing. It's not enough to show up and put on a happy face. It's not enough to scold someone and hand out detentions for playful behavior. It is not enough to decorate the halls and remind the school to play nice. It's not enough until you care. Not until you help the kid up with a real smile and get to know their story. Why are they like the way they are? Who knows, maybe you can discover something about yourself too. In the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Amendment number 2, to be exact, it says we have the right to bear arms. To me, that means that we have the right to stand, arms raised in protest, together. Hand-to-hand combat, you know what that means to me? To me, it means we can stand hand in hand and we can fight the issues with the power of our voices. It doesn't always have to be about violence. Sometimes just enough people who care can be enough to change the world. If there are any victims out there watching this, listening to this, understanding and relating to what I am saying, I have something to say to you. Your skin isn't paper. Don't cut it. Your face isn't a mask. Don't hide it. Your size, it isn't a book. Don't judge it. And your life isn't a film. Don't end it. As for my friend, she's doing much better. She's eating 3 healthy meals a day, her hair is growing back, and she's learned to defend herself. She doesn't always need me, but having friends who care about her, it helps her a lot. There's no place that you won't find bullying. There's not. But there's no place that you won't find hope for the future and the courage to fight back against it. I stand before you today, not just a high school girl who was chosen to speak, but a bully victim myself. I was bullied into silence, and it took me 2.5 years to tell my parents the truth. Bullying leaves lasting scars. It's not cool. That is why I stand before you today. I stand here asking you not just to help me, but to join me. Join me in my rise against bullying, and let our voices rise as one to fight back. If you get nothing out of this, my words have no effect, and you forget everything as soon as I leave this stage, I ask that you ask yourselves one question. What would you do? I quote the Lorax, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better." It's not. Thank you for your time.